Hi everyone, how are we today? Just doing an all signs reading. Today we're looking at the topic of the divine masculine. Okay, it is actually Father's Day here in Australia, so celebrating the divine masculine. Okay, so it doesn't matter what gender you are, everyone needs that balance of the masculine and feminine within them. So we're going to be looking at the subject of balance today as well, how we can balance out the masculine with our feminine side and find that balance that sort of heads us into the future. And it works really well. They work really well together. Obviously, the divine masculine and feminine sort of yin and yang. Okay, so masculine is the yang, also known as Shiva or solar energy, ruled by the fire and air, so the sun and the sky. All right, but it's in control of things like order, structure, passion, willpower, courage. In history, we have seen a lot of the shadow side of the masculine. So, a lot of people are very, very influenced by that. We do see things like war, are coming from the shadow side of masculine energy. So war and chaos kind of from that shadow side. So it's really about bringing that masculine energy in, but, not the shadow side of that energy, the positive elements of that energy. And for quite a lot of people, it's easily perceived that there are not necessarily positive sides to that masculine energy because like we throughout history we've seen how disruptive that masculine energy can be toward the world, and persecution and wars and all those sorts of things. A lot of us are aware that a lot of the persecution throughout history has been done by masculine elements. All those sorts of things, segregation and issues around the church, the crusades, the witch hunts, all those sorts of things, that is coming from that shadow, the darker side of masculine energy. So we're sort of wanting to move forward and bring the balance back in with the masculine and feminine. It's one thing celebrating our divine feminine aspects within us, but we do need that balance of the masculine energy, but basically standing that shadow side of the masculine energy down and really focusing on how we can bring the positive sides of that masculinity in for balance. Okay, so it's a very interesting topic. Okay, but the divine masculine is an active force, so it does seek freedom and is more actively seeks self actualization, liberation, self-realizations. Okay, so some of the best ways to bring about the conscious masculine energy, examine your wounds surrounding masculine energy. So uncovering those prejudice and those unconscious beliefs that we do have about, oh, masculine energy is bad. Okay, because quite a lot of people do have that energy, even society as a whole. A lot of us, we fight against things like war and prejudice, and a lot of the time we're just denoting all masculine energy to be that thing. All right, so examining your personal wounds regarding how you see masculine energy, taking self-responsibility, and then contacting, your inner father, your inner protector, your inner warrior. That positive masculine energy. It is a very supportive energy. It protects you and guides you, and it is a very assertive energy as well. It's all about assertiveness, not being passive, but not being aggressive either, which is where it falls into the shadow there with the aggressive. But finding that balance and being assertive. All right. Taking control in a neutral manner rather than a aggressive or dominant manner. All right, so deconstructing your conditioning around masculine energy. So, for example, we've all sort of heard that thing, men don't cry. So deconstructing those sorts of values within yourself, and why shouldn't men cry? They're human. Everyone is human, and as one we need to embrace things like emotion. Men are just as capable of emotion as women are. So, like normal, in majority of my readings, I really don't like to, genderize anyone or anything like that. But today, we are talking about the divine masculine. So it's counter the divine feminine. So sometimes you will hear me gendering, the energies. Okay. So, doesn't matter what gender you align with. We're talking about the energies of the divine masculine and the divine feminine. Okay. Find positive masculine role models in your life, people that you can look up to, even throughout history, people like Gandhi and things like that that have embodied more masculine qualities without being aggressive or domineering on and putting control on others or anything like that. But once again, being assertive and confident, strong in yourself, being active and taking initiative. Okay, so the feminine energy is the more passive, emotion based energy, whereas the masculine energy is that more action, taking initiative energy. So it's sort of, but like I said, once again, it's finding that balance within yourself as well. All right, so we are looking at the idea of balance today, with our reading. Like I did say, celebrating Father's Day here in Australia. I know that it's not Father's Day elsewhere in the world, but here in Australia it is Father's Day. So, happy Father's Day to my Sagittarius father. He's definitely not watching the channel. I can kind of guarantee that one. They're actually recovering. They've been out partying last night. So, so I suppose they're embracing the weekend over here in Australia. But happy Father's Day to all the father energy out there, regardless of whether you're celebrating Father's Day in your particular country or not. Today we're embracing that masculine energy. All right. So I do have here the messages from the Fairies Oracle that we're going to be getting some messages direct from Divine Masculine. And then I will be looking at, I'm going to divide it out into, how to find balance, and then general advice from Divine Masculine. So I feel as though I'll probably be swapping in between the decks here, but I do have the two paired decks here. So I've got the Earthbound Oracle on this side here, and then the Seeker's Lenormand on that side there. So I'll try to do the Oracle for the balance and then the Lenormand for advice, just the way I read. But sometimes I do swap and change them around, but as always, I will be sort of taking timestamps. So if you have gotten this far and listened to that intro, you understand what's going on. I will try to put a quick little description in the description box as well. But I will start with Libra today and move on through the signs. All right. So Libra, starting with you today, we're looking for, firstly, messages from Divine Masculine for Libra. Messages for Divine Masculine. Messages from Divine Masculine to Libra, please. Okay, so I do have the autumn card has come out first, for you. Now, normally I do read the seasons as my own, but we have, autumn was a few months ago now. We've just finished winter here in Australia. So this definitely could actually be the alternate side for you guys. We're entering spring, but I understand a lot of the people in the world here entering autumn, fall season at the moment. But in the fall season, everything comes together and you reap wonderful harvests of abundance. Okay, so masculine wanting to let you know that you are, open to receive a lot of abundance coming through. That's really what that's all about is, reaping and, reaping what you've sown in the past. I do feel as though that's why we're seeing autumn. So there's probably something, a couple of months ago, 3 or 4, 5 months ago, so 3 to 5 months ago, something has occurred, that you're now actually able to reap the harvest from that, in a masculine sort of sense. So something that you'll be taking control of, taking the reins of, and starting to get that abundance coming through for you there. You may have set up you may have structured something a couple of months back, and now it's sort of coming into fruition for you. It's also talking about, if you've had been showing yourself great willpower or courage with something you've started a few months ago, now it's really starting to pay off for you. Okay. We also have do some research. All right. So you're being asked, Libra, to possibly do some research about divine masculine and how that impacts you personally. Okay. So do some research about, how you can embrace divine masculine more in your world. All right. It does say you need more information about this situation. Look into it further before proceeding. So any of those things we discussed that, you are starting to reap the harvest from, starting to head into that abundant time period there. There may still be some further research needed for you as well, Libra. Okay, but we'll have a look here at balance. How can Libra balance masculine within them? How can Libra balance the masculine within? Very interesting, okay, because when I've asked how can you balance the masculine within you, we're actually seeing the feminine energy coming through. I do feel as though this is letting us know that, because the next card we have is ceremony. Okay, so it's really actually talking about quite a lot of you, Libra. I feel as though you may actually already have quite a strong masculine element, and for you to balance your masculine, you actually need to bring in more feminine elements. So with the feminine elements, we do see things like nurturing elements, emotion type elements, following your intuition a lot more. And we do see ceremony. So it's really kind of asking you to, there may be something that you within yourself can be doing to sort of have a little bit of a ceremony, just within yourself, between the masculine and the feminine elements within yourself. Okay, so for some of you, this is going to be talking about things like, actual, full moon rituals, new moon rituals, those sorts of things. Uh, I feel as though if some of you, this definitely could just be as simple as prayer, and utilizing prayer and utilizing things like meditation, the more spiritual aspects with that moon card there, utilizing those sorts of things to consciously combine your masculine and feminine energy just a little bit more. Anything that brings to mind, that ceremony sort of factor for you. As you can kind of see, it does have that strong imagery of like a wedding, so the wife and the groom, so the moon and the sun, the feminine and the masculine. Okay, so it's about bringing them into union within yourself, but needing to bring that feminine just a little bit closer in for yourself, nurture yourself just a little bit more. And then we do see the vision card as well. All right, so that's reminding me there of that do some research. I do feel for quite a lot of you, this is asking you to, research divine feminine and masculine just a little bit more, and work out, for yourself on an individual level, working out, what is your vision of you being balanced as a masculine and feminine energy. How do you perceive that? What do you see as perfect balance, from showing masculine and feminine energy? All right. So it's really asking you to, just look a little bit deeper into, especially spirituality. It keeps coming through, that, you're just being asked to look a little bit deeper into the spiritual elements you can provide yourself to further your knowledge around this sort of subject, and advance that balance within yourself. Okay. General advice for Libra from Divine Masculine, please. Advice for Libra, please. very, very similar message coming through, Libra. Firstly, we have the rider, all right? So I feel as though the rider normally comes in quickly with good news, but in this particular deck, as you can sort of see, it's a snail. So it's letting us know that, take your time, uh, the news that you need to know. It's that research thing coming through again, but bring that into your own sort of mindset, and take your time as long as it takes you. It's reminding me of that turtle and the hare story, where you're fine to be the turtle, and steadily creep towards that goal of balance within yourself, and balancing the masculine and feminine, okay, with that snail energy there, and it's going to all sort of balance in some really positive ways for you, because what I'm seeing here as well, the birds, okay, so that's very similar to that vision card as well. This does talk about conversations, that chitter chatter in the back of your mind. So even just starting to look at that, the idea of divine masculine and feminine, starting to talk about it with yourself, with friends. Pardon, sorry. Having those conversations, and I feel for majority of you, this is just having those conversations with yourself, about thinking a little bit deeper on the subject, and slowly heading into that space where you're talking a little bit more to yourself about these sorts of ideas. And then we do see the cross as well, so that's once again bringing that spiritual, religious element into the advice for you as well. So really connecting with your spiritual side, having faith that you will find that balance within yourself, because I feel here, Libra, you're actually really set on the right path. Masculine is pretty happy with how you're progressing, and maybe, if anything, it may just be bringing more feminine into your energy. I did do the divine feminine reading back in May, I believe. So it's probably one of the first all signs videos on the channel. And it would be titled Mother's Day. Okay, so I did one for Mother's Day for Divine Feminine. Father's Day, we're doing Divine Masculine. All right, so there may be something for you, all the way back in that older video as well. But it does feel as though masculine's pretty impressed with you so far, Libra. So that's what we have for you. Obviously, more than welcome to check your other placements. But for now, we'll move on to our Scorpios. How are we today, Scorpio? Just looking at divine masculine energy today. Okay, Scorpio. Messages for Scorpio from divine masculine, please. If you're not sure what we're doing, I do recommend going back and watching that intro if you're sort of not entirely sure. We do have Be Yourself, Scorpio. This situation calls for you to be your authentic self, which is the basis for your personal power. Okay, so when I see that card, it does bring to light that there is possibly an element where we're sort of hiding part of ourself from ourself. Okay, but we also have the winter card. All right, so that does say the answers to your prayers and affirmations are fully realized in the winter months. So I do read the seasons as my own, and we have just finished winter here in Australia. So I do feel as though over winter, this is when you may have, been feeling the need to express yourself a little bit more. With that Be Yourself card, it's kind of like everything's coming to a completion sort of thing, and that you are actually now free to be yourself. Something that was holding you back throughout the last few months, you're now letting go of that, or moving on from that, and able to truly be yourself and understand the yourself that you want to be. So moving forward, I feel as though we've got some lovely sort of energy coming through. So I'm just intuitively feeling that something that was holding you back has sort of just finished. So something has recently sort of ended or finished for you, which is now actually allowing you to embrace your full self, not just feminine, not just masculine. So we are actually sort of moving forward into a space where we are able to find that balance between the two. But we'll get some cards there asking, how can you balance the divine masculine? Scorpio, how can Scorpio balance divine masculine? Okay, so we've got some very interesting energy, and it's actually showing quite a lot of the masculine energy. But what we're seeing first is resistance. Okay, so you are showing some sort of resistance to the masculine energy, and the masculine energy is sort of asking you to look at, why are you resisting? What's holding you back from fully being your full self, and letting go, and going with the tide, especially when it comes to we do have protect here. Okay, so protect is actually a very masculine energy. Masculine is all about protecting yourself in a very assertive way. So I feel as though it's asking you to stand strong and a bit more passionate as well, because we do have the fire here. Okay, so the fire is actually one of the elements that masculinity sort of controls. So with the fire, it's asking you to be more passionate. Okay, and show more courage for being yourself. So we're seeing passion and courage, being ambitious coming through here, and stop resisting the need to be that way. You there's some resistance. Okay, so you're resisting this fire and protect energy. And with that be yourself card, it's kind of asking you, it calls for you to be your authentic self, which is the basis for your personal power. Okay, so there's something and I feel for some of you this may be about protecting your passions a little bit. Okay, but when I see that protect card in a divine masculine reading, it's really asking us to just be more conscious of protecting those around us. Protect, and not just within your close friends and family, but protecting vulnerability in the world. Okay, protecting innocence in the world. The masculine energy is a very strong, protective, guiding type energy. Where that's why when we see things like wars, that's the shadow side of the masculine energy, where they're telling themselves that they are protecting whoever by going to war, but and being aggressive and chaotic. But there's other ways to protect rather than full on aggressive mode. All right, so it's asking you to sort of look at how you protect others and how you protect yourself, and because I feel as though with the fire card there, you've got a lot of passion, Scorpio, to protect others and protect yourself as well. But for some reason you're quite resistant. There's a lot of resistance there to the natural progression of your passion and protection. Okay, so I do feel as though we may be looking at you know for some of you, we may be too aggressive in our protective approach. We may be getting, being so passionate, we're getting caught up in it, instead of being balanced and calm and just coming from a strong, assertive place. And resisting that calmness. Okay, because you can see here we've got that rock, calm as a rock in the middle of this crazy ocean. So that needs to be instead of providing resistance, allowing things to flow past you a little bit, so that you can analyze them in a much more calm manner, and protect them in a manner that better befits situations. Okay, so whatever it is you are protecting in your life, whoever you're protecting in your life, like I said, even if it's just elsewhere out in the world, protecting senses of innocence in others, in society, or anything like that, really just sort of looking at, stop resisting change when it comes to the way that we're doing those things. But we'll get some advice for you, Scorpio. Advice for Scorpio, please. Similar sort of message here, Scorpio. We do have the clouds coming through, so I do feel as though that's just letting us know. Yep, stop, think things through. Just think things through a little bit clearer. A little bit more logically. That is a masculine energy, the clouds. So it really does let us know that the masculine energy, it's very protective and passionate, but it's still very logical and well thought out. Okay, so just you know just back up a bit and just stop and think before we're acting on our passionate side. All right, Scorpio. We do have the dog energy as well, which is the friendship card. I do feel as though in this instance, it's talking about, being a friend to yourself first and foremost, being a friend to the innocent, to the vulnerable, not just people, but things in this world. That it's that protection coming out again, because dogs are very loyal and compassionate and protective of their owners, so to speak. So once again, it's that protection side of things coming out, that compassion, that loyalty to protect the vulnerable and weak and whatnot in this world. And then we have the anchor as well. So we're seeing a very, what we're sort of seeing here is that resistance changing to, choosing to be solid and stable through that storm. Whereas, the rock has no choice but to resist the flow of the water. The anchor, that's its job. Okay. So instead of resisting, take control of putting your anchor down and stopping and thinking things through, and allowing that to sort of hold you steady through thinking things through logically, and hold you steady with the way that you're protecting things in this world, rather than resisting these rather than resisting in any sense. You don't need to resist your passion. You don't need to resist that urge to protect, but you also don't need to be overzealous with it. So you do. It's about finding that balance. Anchoring yourself down in a more steady, well thought out zone when it comes to that sort of stuff. Okay, Scorpio. So that's what we have for you. You're more than welcome to check your other placements. I just need to grab my pillow. This chair is ridiculous. I've got all my bunch of stuff over here too, all falling over. Sorry about that. But we'll get started on to Sagittarius. Okay. Sorry, my brain today. Hi, Sagittarius. How are we today? Just having a little moment there, Sagittarius. I was just trying to readjust my seat. I've got it's getting quite uncomfortable. I need to get a new seat. Okay, Sagittarius. Messages for Sagittarius from Divine Masculine. Messages for Sagittarius from Divine Masculine. Okay, so yeah, so far every single sign we've done so far has gotten one of the seasons. Okay, for you we have spring. All right, so I do read the seasons as my own, and we have just started spring here in Australia. That does say your desires fully manifest as the flowers begin to bloom. And then the next card I have for you, Sagittarius. Your wish is granted, okay? What you've asked for is coming true. So in the next couple of months, we're definitely getting some wish fulfillment coming through for you. Divine Masculine wants you to know that, things are coming in for you, that your manifestations are coming in for you. What a beautiful message. But we'll look look toward your inner world a little bit here, Sagittarius, and we're going to have a look at how can you balance Divine Masculine. Okay, how can you find balance with Divine Masculine, Sagittarius? How can Sagittarius find balance with Divine Masculine? Okay, some very interesting energy coming through. So when we're looking at finding balance within yourself for this, the more masculine energy here, firstly we have travel. Okay, so I feel as though that might be relative to, something that you're wishing for, something that you're manifesting. There may be some sort of travel involved. I do feel for some of you, this could actually be more along the lines of, traveling through your emotional side, traveling through, astral travel, those sorts of, more esoteric travel rather than physical travel. Um, I feel as though it's kind of letting us know too that, in order to find balance with your more masculine divinity as well as, the feminine, um, I feel as though it's kind of letting us know that you already are strongly with both and traveling between the two, um, but you need to sort of more consciously travel toward the masculine elements. There's something here about deceit. We have the deceit card, but that's come out with protect as well. So it's kind of like traveling through this deceit because there's and traveling, starting a bit of a journey within yourself about what is it that I am deceiving myself about when it comes to my masculine energy. I do feel this is strongly linked with okay, when I was doing the intro there, I do have some notes that I went over in the intro, but I want to sort of talk about a couple of them here with you, Sagittarius, because some of the paths to sort of actively seek a more balanced divine masculine, one of the first things that we do sort of need to do is examine your wounds surrounding masculine energy. Okay, so uncovering your prejudices and your unconscious beliefs about masculinity. All right, so um, and then going through and deconstructing that conditioning as well. So I do feel as though it's letting us know that there is a prejudice or an unconscious belief that you really need to sort of travel toward uncovering that within yourself. So when I talk about, examining your wounds surrounding masculine energy, you know, I don't normally like to genderize, but I'm feeling here that, there's an energy here of, someone has been treated badly by a masculine in the past, and that has sort of created some unconscious or subconscious conditioning within you of how you react to masculine energy. I'm kind of feeling that even just talking about the divine masculine is kind of throwing you out a little bit here. It's kind of like you're more than happy to embrace the divine feminine, but you do need to understand as well that divine feminine it can't be fully realized without the balance between the divine masculine as well. It's yin and yang, that they both need each other to be the best. Okay, so but I'm really feeling that there's something in particular for you, Sagittarius, that we need to sort of face. and stop deceiving ourselves about, because, you know, I'm totally agree that, you know, shadow sides of masculinity are scary, and, you know, that's what we've seen throughout history is, um, you know, behind things like the witch hunts and, you know, war and chaos and, you know, famine and greed in the world. A lot of that is all actually stemming from, you know, because we all know that, you know, for a long time throughout history, as a whole, the whole world, you know, we have been under purgatory from masculine elements. You know, women have only sort of been relatively important in the last however many years. It's, you know, it's something that women have struggled with, and still do struggle with a lot, you know, being defined as the weaker sex and those sorts of things. So, so I'm really feeling as though there's something in all that for you to look at, Sagittarius, that, you know, is what you are thinking about masculine energy, is that actually shadow masculine? Because we don't want shadow masculine. No, it doesn't serve anyone. But without actually taking on board the positive, evolved masculine, divine masculine energy, there can be no true balance. Okay, and you can't be a true feminine without that element of the divine masculine as well. All right, so there's something that you're deceiving yourself about when it comes to what is masculine energy. Okay, so it's asking us to look at that and, you know, protect yourself, but also remember that protection is actually a divine masculine trait. It's not a divine feminine. Divine feminine is the nurturing and soft, passive side of things, whereas the masculine is the protective, the guidance, the one that actually takes the action, the initiative. All right, to enforce protection. Okay, so there's something in all that for you, Sagittarius. It's going to be, you know, slightly different for everyone within the collective as well. But I just sort of wanted to talk a little bit about that for you, Sagittarius, and hopefully that kind of makes sense to you. But you with that travel card, I really feel as though, you know, we do see the butterfly. So it's really transformation, not physical travel, but that transformation, that metamorphosis within yourself is a kind of travel all in itself. So it's really, you know, traveling to the deeper parts of yourself and assessing, you know, where it is that we're holding that deceit in regard to what masculine truly is. You know, and I do understand that, you know, like I myself, I've been through a lot of trauma related to masculine. You know, but to be able to actually sit down and sit with yourself and understand the difference between shadow masculine and true divine masculine, there's actually a big difference. Okay, so you know, maybe looking into, you know, divine masculine just a little bit more, and you know, trying to take that on board just a little bit more. Okay, advice for Sagittarius, please. Advice for Sagittarius. Wow, getting very similar energies. I don't know why I'm using two decks. I keep getting repeated messages for everyone so far. But once again, your wish is granted. We have the star first and foremost. So, you know, masculine letting you know that, you know, I feel too that this is when we're seeing the wish is granted, the star card meaning, you know, wish fulfillment once again, taking this initiative to, you know, address these issues is going to result in all your wishes being granted there. Divine masculine is trying to give you these gifts and support you and protect you as well. So you know, following through on this travel. All right, we've got the ship here, which is travel all over again, and we see here traveling through trouble. We have the whip. Okay, so the whip, once again, a more masculine type shadow energy. So this is talking about, you know, traveling through that energy and getting to the other side, getting to what it is that we're seeing when it comes to the difference between, you know, the difference between the whip, which is the trouble, the tension, the drama, the challenge. and getting to that protection, that support and guidance from the masculine. Okay, so you can that's like the shadow side, and then the divine masculine side, and divine masculine letting us know that your advice is to travel through that perception that you have of the shadow masculine to get to the true masculine energy here. Okay, so that's what we've got for you, Sagittarius. Very deep message for you there. You're more than welcome to check your other placements, of course, but we will move on over to Capricorn. Okay, hi Capricorn, how are we today? Just looking at divine masculine balance and advice. Okay, so we're going to start with some messages from divine masculine. Okay, messages for Capricorn from divine masculine. Wow, we're on a roll so far. All the 4 signs that I have done so far, we've all got seasons so far. I was half expecting Capricorn to get summer, since that was the only season we haven't gotten in the other the 3 previous signs, but we actually got the same as what Sagittarius got, which is spring. Okay, so your desires fully manifest as the flowers begin to bloom. Now, I actually do read the seasons as my own, and we have just started spring here in Australia. So heading in, so we're probably looking at some things going on in the next couple of months for you there, Capricorn. Masculine wanting to let you know that the next couple of months are quite important for you, as well as affirmations. All right, so positive affirmations towards yourself are probably going to be very important in the next few months as well. To lift up your thoughts and energy and to attract what you desire, use positive affirmations. Okay, so masculine wants to let you know that you do need to affirm to yourself. Okay, Capricorn. How can Capricorn balance divine masculine, please? How can Capricorn find balance with divine masculine? Okay. Some interesting energy for you, Capricorn. It's a pretty straightforward message. First, we do have Soul coming through. So that is a masculine energy. The sun is the ruled by masculine energy. The masculine does rule over fire, sun, and air, which is sky as well. So the sun's shining brightly for you at the moment, bringing to light the need to balance the masculine energy within you as well. A lot of heat and passion and fire toward you at this time when it comes to courage and showing your passion and having those positive affirmations around issues such as anything that's probably those more masculine traits. So order, structure, the passion, the courage, the willpower, to find your light. I would sort of say there, but we do have also coming through transformation. So you can see the caterpillar, the chrysalis, and then the moth all in that card there, as well as fear. All right, so I don't really like that card. It makes me cringe every time I see it. I am a bunny person. I do love bunnies. I did have a pet bunny for like 10 years. But this is all about transforming your fears. Okay, so having the courage to face your fears and transform that energy away from fear-based energy. Okay, because there's pretty much, a lot of people say good versus evil, but I've always sort of said it's actually love versus fear. So the best way to transform fear within yourself, doesn't really matter what it is that you're fearful of. One of the best ways to start to transform transform that fear is with love and coming from a loving space, using those positive affirmations. Okay, so the next few months there, I do feel as though it's going to come to light to you, the need to start transforming some of the fears that you may have. And some of these fears may actually be directly relating to, why are you fearful of masculine energy? Okay, because the divine masculine is a very active force. It's the force that takes the initiative, takes the control. It's also very assertive and, supportive and protective as well. But, it really does seek that truth, the freedom, and more actively seeks self-realization and actualization and liberation. So liberating yourself from the things that you are fearful from, and transforming those fears into something that actually serves you a lot more, in a more balanced way. So for some of you, I do feel as though this is going to be looking at specific masculine related fear. Okay, so I did just talk about this with Sagittarius. So if you do have strong placements in Sagittarius, I do suggest watching the Sagittarius portion as well. It was kind of a similar message here, but I do feel as though it may be talking about, facing and transforming some of our fears in regard to masculine energy, because what we don't sort of realize is a lot of what people perceive as masculine energy is actually shadow masculine energy. There's a big difference between the shadow masculine and the divine masculine. Okay, so the shadow masculine is the chaos and war and persecution and prejudice and all those sorts of things. So facing your inner beliefs when it comes to masculine energy, for a lot of you, it may be, to do with actual male energy, because, like a lot of people, especially me being a feminine, like a lot of feminine, we do sort of have, nearly every female has a story to tell about, that shadow masculine energy, why we're fearful of certain male behaviors and those sorts of things. Okay, so it's really looking at those sorts of fears and working out how we can transform those fears and utilize a more divine masculine energy, rather than just lumping them all in together. Okay, like, I know they say not all men, but like, there is a lot of those shadow masculine energies out there, not just within individuals, but also within the world as a whole. Throughout history, once again, I'm coming from a female perspective here, but we have suffered quite a lot at the hands of men throughout history, and that's just factual. That's not necessarily me being against men or anything like that. Obviously, doing this sort of reading, I'm consciously attempting to not be, and really take on board the more divine masculine elements. But witch hunts and war, chaos, all those sorts of shadow masculine elements have been something, women have been held down by quite a lot in the past. So it's actually talking about transforming those fears and utilizing the more masculine, the true masculine, and maybe finding some positive masculine role models in your life. I do have a particular masculine role model in my life who I can't help but look up to, because he's just such an amazing person. So, if everyone had someone like that in their life, maybe, masculine wouldn't be such an issue for feminines. Okay, so, it really does sort of let us know, maybe looking for a positive masculine energy, that you can look up to and see how, that divine masculine energy is supposed to be. It's supposed to be that protection, that guidance, that inner warrior, even within yourself, regardless of whether you're a feminine or a masculine. It's your inner warrior, the one that stands up for what is right and is assertive and takes initiative. Okay, that those are all masculine elements. Okay, so probably going a little bit off track here, but we'll get some advice for you, Capricorn. Okay, Capricorn. Advice for Capricorn, please. Yeah, so it is sort of, we do have the book coming through first and foremost. So it's talking about, starting more chapters, maybe doing a bit of research about how to transform these fears of masculine energy, and what that means for you personally. Definitely could be talking about doing some research, unlocking, the knowledge within yourself of that sort of topics, but we also see the heart coming through, all right? So it's starting new chapters coming from that love, all right? So once again, those positive affirmations, that transforming that fear to love, okay? Actioning love and coming from a loving place, rather than a place of fear, okay? So really starting new chapters with the way that you approach fear and love, and really trying to embody that fear. And then we do have the anchor. So that love is actually, going to hold you steady. It's going to be the thing that holds you steady throughout the chaos and throughout the storms. It really, that love that you have within you, once again, regardless of whether you're feminine or masculine, it really can hold you steady and be that anchor through the storm for you. So love is really the solution for you. That love unlocks these new chapters for you, Capricorn. So your advice is to just think about how you can come from a sort of more loving space within yourself rather than a fear-based space. Okay, and then the next few months with that spring energy and the affirmations, the next few months, it may take a few months of just continually telling yourself, I'm going to act out of love today. I'm going to act out of love, and pulling yourself up. Oh, I acted out of fear. I'm going to try to do it like this instead next time. All that sort of a thing. Very interesting for you there, Capricorn. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly pause so I can grab a drink, and then we'll move on to Aquarius. Okay, Aquarius, how are we today? Starting off, getting messages for you, Aquarius, from Divine Masculine. Okay, messages for Aquarius from Divine Masculine, please. Okay, so firstly, we do have, you've got the power. Awesome. That does say use your abilities to resolve this situation. You can do it. Okay, so masculine really wanting to, put the power back in your hands, Aquarius. We do have let go as well. As you surrender the need to control, your relaxed energy rapidly attracts your desires. Okay, so just letting us know that there may be some elements of, just going a little bit, being too domineering and controlling of a situation, whereas it's letting us know, let go, release, surrender. Okay, that's going to be taken care of. You have the abilities. You can do it. Okay, so getting Adam Sandler flashbacks there. You can do it. Sorry, Aquarius. Okay, so we'll have a look and see how you can find balance with Divine Masculine. Okay, Aquarius. How can Aquarius balance Divine Masculine? Okay, so a pretty straightforward message for you. Firstly, we have fire, which is actually, one of the elements of masculine. The Divine Masculine is ruled by fire and air. So, we do see fire coming through for you, Aquarius. And it's also come through here with bond. All right, so it does let us know that you already do have a strong bond within you, with the Divine Masculine energies. Okay, so it's just a matter for you of, you know, trusting your, you know, you've got the power. Trust in it a little bit more. So I do feel as though here with these two that you do already have quite a strong bond with some of the more masculine elements. So, you know, things like, you know, that structure, order, passion, willpower, and courage. Okay, so you obviously embody those traits in some way, shape, or form, and have a strong bond with those. So it's just a matter of, you know, balancing those out with your more nurturing feminine energy. You know, back in I believe it was May, I did a Mother's Day reading, which was the divine feminine. So there may be something for you in that particular video. I do feel as though masculine's pretty happy with you at the moment, Aquarius. You do already have that bond. We do already have also have time coming through as well. So, you know, that bond is going to strengthen even more between yourself and your divine masculine sides. So, you know, time holds the key here. It's that really, you know, let go and surrender. You've got the power. Time shall show you that you do already have this power. You do already have this strong bond with divine masculine. Okay, so we'll grab some straightforward, some straight advice for you then, Aquarius. Okay, advice for Aquarius, please. So yeah, I'm sort of starting to have. It's interesting to me to see which signs really are the ones that are embodying that divine masculine a little bit stronger. So far, we've got you and Libra embodying that masculine quite strongly. So yeah, like I said, you may instead want to go back to some of my older videos there and have a look at the divine feminine side of things. Advice for Aquarius. And Libra got a similar message too, to be honest. Okay, so we do have the tree first and foremost. So that's basically just letting us know, keep on growing, keep on looking after yourself, protecting yourself, following your own wisdom. So once again, some really lovely energy. Masculine seems quite happy with you, Aquarius. We do have the dog energy as well. So a lot of loyalty, support, compassion. That is the friendship card. So I am feeling this, you know, probably more than anything, you know, you're your best friend, Aquarius. Be your own friend first. You know, you've already got this strong bond with divine masculine. The loyalty and support of divine masculine is there for you, okay? It is a very guiding, supportive energy just in itself. So you do have that support behind you, backing you up, okay? And we also have the ship, which is, you know, the travel card. So it does talk about starting new journeys, traveling. You know, we do see, you know, I do have that time card in your finding balance. So, and the letting go. So I am feeling that this is talking a little bit more about that letting go energy. Start that journey of, you know, releasing control, surrendering to, you know, the powers that be, just a little bit more there. And time will, you know, show your journey exactly where you need to go. It really does sort of bring to mind, you know, that you've traveled a long distance to get to where you are already. And, you know, if you just continue on this path, you've got the support, you've got the, pardon me, you've got the personal wisdom, you know, already. So just continue on this journey. You're on a lovely journey. You've got the power. Just let go of, you know, that control, you know, so maybe if anything, calm it down a little bit, Aquarius. And like I said, I do keep getting drawn to the recommendation for you to perhaps look more into divine feminine at this time. Okay, so, you know, and once again, though, it is an individual journey, but you are on the right track. Okay, looking lovely. You're more than welcome to check your other placements there, Aquarius. But we'll move onward to our Pisces. How are we today, Pisces? Just making sure I've got your timestamp correct. Okay, Pisces. Messages for Pisces from divine masculine. Oh, oh wow, Aquarius just had this exact same card. Okay. So firstly, we do have, you've got the power. All right. So use your abilities to resolve this situation. You can do it. Okay. So the power already resides within you, Pisces. You're stronger than you think, and you have more power than you may possibly believe. Okay. We also see the children card coming out. It does say your connection with children is part of your life's purpose. But this can read as a few things. So for some of you, that's definitely what it's telling us, that that you do have a strong connection with children, and there's something in that connection that is actually part of your life's purpose, and part of how divine masculine wants you to continue on that path of nurturing and embracing. I'm kind of getting that it's embracing your divine feminine. The divine feminine is a child type nurturer energy. So it's your connection there is quite strong, I feel, with that divine feminine. And masculine is like happy to let sit back and let you be very embodied in that divine feminine energy and that connection with children. But I do also feel as though this is looking at some sort of new beginnings with how to approach things, because the child card is it's the innocence, it's the start of a journey of life, really the start of growth. A child does grow and mature. So I feel as though for some of you, this is talking more about your connection with divine masculine is in that child stage where you are, starting to actually grow and mature your connection with, not only divine masculine, but also the divine feminine, and finding that balance within yourself. So we'll see what wants to come out specifically in regard to the balance of that, because that will show us, what's holding strongest over you, I feel. Okay, Pisces. How does Pisces balance divine masculine? Pisces. How does Pisces balance divine masculine, please? Yeah, so I'm getting feminine energy coming through. So maybe needing to actually embrace more so of the divine feminine at this time, because that is showing your advice. Your advice is to be more feminine. So this is quite interesting for you, Pisces. I did do a divine feminine reading back in like May. So one of my first all signs videos. If you have a look on the All Signs playlist, it's called the Mother's Day reading. Okay, so that may hold some extra clues for you if you are wanting to go back and look at that particular video, because that was more about the divine feminine, and your advice is to sort of embrace feminine energy a little bit more here, because we do have creativity. Okay, so you can see this beautiful chameleon here, embracing that creative side of yourself, and expressing yourself a little bit more. All right. So and that's come through with water, which awesome, Pisces, water. But the water is a feminine element. Okay, so we do see feminine, divine feminine does rule over water, whereas the masculine is more fire and air. Okay, so water and earth are the more feminine signs there. There may be some, creativity around water, maybe some of your advice as well. So some sort of creativity utilizing, the theme of water, actual water. If you like to paint, maybe get out the watercolors, be creative in that manner. But it also can just talk about, going with the flow a little bit more, and just expressing yourself in new ways and more flowful ways. All right. It doesn't necessarily have to be um, painting or actual arts. Creativity is expressed in a lot of different ways. So and especially with that children card there, I do feel for a lot of you, it's talking about being creative in the way that you are nurturing yourself, being creative in the way that you're nurturing others around you as well. All right. And then heading off there, we do have intuition as well. So once again, a very strong water linkage there with the intuition card that normally does flow through with the, the water. The water flows with emotion and intuition being, part of the strongest keywords that come through with water. All right. So intuition, using your intuition, which, once again is a feminine aspect, is intuition. So, relying on your intuition, growing your intuition, being creative with how you're following your intuition and maybe understanding those intuitive messages in a more creative sense rather than trying to put logic on intuition. Sometimes that doesn't work at all. All right, but we're going to get some outright advice for you as well, Pisces. Okay, advice for Pisces, please. Okay, advice for Pisces. Interesting advice here, okay, because we do have the masculine coming out, which is pretty much the opposite of what I've just been saying to you. But your advice is coming, we do have the masculine and then the key, which you can actually see here in these cards. They do look quite similar, this masculine and key. They're both the gold colored, pictures there. We do have the hoop at top and then the straight bars, so it's kind of similar energy there, but we're kind of letting us know that your masculine side is actually unlocking you being successful in your feminine side. Okay, so it's a very interesting message because well, not so much interesting, but the flow through is interesting, okay? Because your masculine side is actually the more assertive, confident side of you. All right, it's the side that is more active and puts things into action and takes action to seek truth and freedom and self-actualization. And we do also have the cross here as well. Okay, so that's a very spiritual message at the end there, talking about it's unlocking success and spiritual aspects for you, that intuition once again coming through there, unlocking your destiny, which definitely could be that child energy that we saw at the start there as well. But your masculine side, so that's kind of actually letting us know that there is an element here of you needing to actually actively take action towards these things that we've discussed, okay, because it's going to bring you a lot of success. It's going to bring you that destiny, that spiritual oneness. That the cross really does talk about having faith that things are going to work out exactly as planned. It's a very strong religious and spiritual card, the cross there. And it does, where with the key there, it's overcoming burdens a little bit as well, successfully overcoming any burdens that you've been carrying from the divine masculine energy, but it's really sort of telling us that, you can unlock the door to your creativity, your intuition, by actually taking initiative to do so. And once again, you've got the power. You can do it, Pisces. So you already have the abilities within this masculine energy of yours to unlock these creative sides, these emotional, intuitive sides of yourself as well. Okay, so I do feel as though you guys probably are quite balanced, and it's just a matter of actually accessing your more spiritual, intuitive, emotional side at this time. It's just guiding you a little bit more towards the feminine energy at this time, which will actually help balance your masculine side. Okay, so very I hope that resonated for you anyway, Pisces, but you're more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. Okay, so we will move over to Aries. How are we today, Aries? Just looking at divine masculine today. So starting off with message from divine masculine for Aries, please. Messages for Aries from divine masculine. If you're not sure what I'm talking about with divine masculine energy, do watch the intro to the video. I do explain what we're sort of looking into talking about here today. We do firstly have birthday here for you, Aries. So obviously your birthday was all the way back in March, April, I believe, is Aries. A significant birthday holds the answer to your questions. So may not be your birthday here, Aries, but I do feel for a lot of you, this actually is talking about Christmas. Just intuitively, I do feel as though Christmas may be important, or if you are celebrating, some birthdays with people, going to parties, those sorts of things, there may be something important for you that does hold some answers to questions that you've been having. Okay, it could also be talking about, you've had a question in the back of your mind since your birthday season. All right, so if there's something that's been eating away at you since around your birthday, the answer may actually already be there, ready for you to receive as well, because we are seeing debt paid off as well. So that does say the old weight and habit of debt is lifted from you and your life. Okay, so if you, especially if you've been feeling guilty about something that has happened in the past around your birthday time, if there is some sort of guilt, that you were holding on to, or anything like that, that is now lifted, and it's not a concern. Okay, it's letting us know that the answers to your questions, but any weight and old habits now being lifted from your life, and we're not needing to, continually pay those debts off. You are clear and free, so to speak. Okay, but we will ask, what does Aries need to balance their divine masculine, please? Aries, how can Aries balance the divine masculine energy, please? Very interesting energy for you here, Aries. Firstly, we do have sleep. Okay, so for some of you, this is literally you needing to go into hibernation, needing to rest your physical body just a little bit more, because I feel as though, especially too with that birthday card there, it's just giving me that vibe that something important is coming. And it's that celebration vibe. We do next have achievement as well. Okay, so achievement and celebration. There's going to be a reason to celebrate. So you may feel as though you're in hibernation, or that things have been too tucked away by your kind of hermit mode, tucked away, curled up all by yourself. But there's a reason for that, and that's because you're about to go into a big period of celebration, and I'm just feeling that may be quite busier for a lot of you. But that's also linking up with that debt paid off. So if you've been working hard towards something, that debt is now paid, and you're reaching the point of achievement, of celebration, with whatever's going on for you. I do feel as though with that sleep energy, it feels I feel like there's Aries out there that what we're looking at is, ever since like roughly your birthday season, you've just been like in stasis, kind of feeling as though nothing's moving forward, maybe a little bit stagnant in your life, nothing's actually happening, because you've just been sort of plodding away, putting in the work, and now we're actually going to be seeing some huge achievements. So I am feeling that, we are looking at you being quite balanced already with the masculine energy, okay? Although you know, I am getting a bit of feminine energy coming from your balancing. So you know, because the sleep energy is probably a little bit more along the feminine line there, but the achievement is definitely a masculine energy. So there's going to be a reason to celebrate. I feel very soon for you, Aries, whether it's you know, oh, finally I've passed a certain um you know, debt in your life. You've passed some sort of phase in your life, and you're now actually on the achievement side of that, where things are going to go a lot smoother for you. It's not going to be a struggle, a debt that you're holding to yourself anymore. But we are still seeing a recommendation to follow some more feminine aspects as well there, so that that sleep, the restful side of things is you know, you've come from that more feminine energy, headed into some a spike of masculine energy there. But then it is giving us the intuition card as well, once again going back to a feminine energy. So I do feel for you that you are already quite balanced with the masculine feminine side of things, and it's just a matter of, you know, celebrating those achievements, celebrating that more masculine initiative that when you've got it in your life. You know, also celebrating, you know, I feel as though you don't really need to celebrate that feminine energy. You maybe more than anything just need to take some initiative with the feminine energy. So that can balance them out, because initiative comes from the masculine energy. Initiative comes from the achievements, from the hard work being put in. You know, so taking, and now it's actually advising to take, you know, take initiative when it comes to following your intuition. Take initiative when it comes to following your emotional side of yourself, and actually listening to, you know, what your true heart is telling you deep down. You know, with that, and everything will sort of continue to be really well balanced for you there, Aries. Okay, but we'll just get some general advice for you as well, Aries. Aries, advice for Aries, please. Okay. Yeah. So like I said, with this reason to celebrate, there's definite movement with this achievement, this reasons to celebrate, that, you know, you have been in a bit of a hiatus, a hibernation, a sleep mode, so to speak. And as long as you follow your intuition, that seems to be very important. Your advice, once again, we have the moon. Well, not once again, but we have the moon, which is actually once again intuition. All right, so it's strongly telling us to follow your emotions and your intuition at this time. All right, the moon is once again that more feminine energy. So it's actually asking you to follow that more feminine nurturing side of yourself at this time, when it comes to what your intuition is telling you, and listening to your emotions and your intuition, and following that into the flowers. Okay, and the flowers is all about giving and receiving reciprocal energy. Okay, and it's coming through straightforward here, because we do have the ship last there for you. So we're giving ourselves to a journey, to traveling. um yeah, you know, I feel like a majority of you Aries, you know what this is, this journey that you need to start, this adventure that's waiting for you to give your energy to that, that adventure, travel, journey that you might need, some distance you might need to cover. Okay, so I do feel for some of you this is a physical traveling type thing. So, you know, it doesn't necessarily mean it's a huge distance. It could be, you know, half an hour drive. But you're really needing to, you know, your intuition is telling you that you need to give to this travel in order to receive back, because the flowers is very reciprocal. So it's giving as much as you're receiving, receiving as much as you're giving. So your intuition is sort of telling you to start giving to something, something that you need to travel towards, a journey that you need to begin. the ship is all about, you know, good fortune, your ship's coming in. So I feel for a lot of you, this is like some sort of wish you want to travel towards, something that you want to travel towards. You've been an achievement that you want to travel towards, a reason to celebrate that you want. Um, you know, you want to start that journey where you've got a reason to celebrate, and you really want to give. You need to give to that, and allow that achievement to happen. Allow that celebration to happen for you. Your intuition is already telling you. Um, you know, and if there is any issues with, you know, if any past issues with this, that, you know, the debt is paid off. You know, whatever this is, I feel some of you, what's been holding you back and stopping you from giving to a certain situation or a certain, you know, journey, covering a certain distance. I'm feeling for some of you, this is actually talking about, you know, closing the distance between you and somebody else. But if there's been past issues here, it's letting you know the debts are paid off, that, you know, we're starting from a clean slate with whatever that journey is. It's coming through as a brand new journey. I'm just going to grab one to clarify. What is that journey for Aries? What does Aries need to start giving to? Something from the past, Aries. We've got the mouse energy there, so that talks about a loss in the past. All right, so and the ring on the bottom. Okay, so for some of you, this is definitely a past relationship that you actually want to travel back and start giving back to that relationship. So I do feel for some of you, this is definitely talking about a person that you want to go back towards. You know, you want to close the distance. You know, and seeing the mouse there, it's obviously there was some sort of there was an old weight holding you back from giving to that past connection, something that had held you back from seeking achievement and celebration within that. But your intuition is telling you that you need to start giving to that situation. So if you resonate with that, Aries, you already know. I feel as though a majority of you already know exactly what it is that your intuition is telling you to start giving, giving to, and possibly for a lot of you, that's again, start giving to that again. You know, whatever's happened in the past, that's over and done with, where, you know, we have a reason to celebrate now with that birthday card. The debts are paid off, so there's no need for old guilt, okay, when it comes to whatever that situation is for you personally, Aries. And divine masculine and feminine, you know, we've got both coming through clearly for you, Aries. So they've got your back. All right, you've got the balance ready to go. You're ready to hit into achievement and celebration. So you know, give yourself to that. Okay. All right. Well, that's what we have for you, Aries. You know, you're more than welcome to check your other placements. You know, please leave a comment on one of the videos if you want to go in the draw for that free personal reading. Like and subscribe to the channel. But for now, we'll move on to Taurus. Hi Taurus, how are we today? Just looking at divine masculine, how to balance that out for yourself, and some advice as well. Okay, messages for Taurus from divine masculine. Messages for Taurus from divine masculine, please. If you're not sure about divine masculine, I recommend watching the intro. Okay, I do talk about it a little bit there. All right, so firstly, we do have a very masculine energy card coming through for you, the assertiveness card. Okay, so assertiveness is a masculine trait. So masculine is wanting you to be a little bit more assertive, not being passive and not being aggressive, but being that beautiful in-between assertive. Okay, stand up for your beliefs and only say yes if you really want to. Okay, so if we say yes and we don't really want to, that's a passive sort of energy. You know, and if you are forcing yeses on other people when they don't really want to, that's that aggressive energy. So standing up for your beliefs, but you know, whether that and standing up for whether you want to say no or whether you want to say yes to something, standing up for that one way or the other, and being assertive. Okay. We also see holiday. Okay. It does say the answer you're looking for can be found during a vacation, retreat, or holiday getaway. Okay. So when we see the holiday card, sometimes that holiday is just within ourselves, within our mind, getting away from our problems a little bit. When it comes to taking a holiday, some of you may want to take a physical holiday. It can also talk about things like meditation as well. All right, so we'll see what wants to come out for you with the oracle. Okay, so this is the Earthbound Oracle, and I am also using the Companion Lenormand deck, the Seeker's Lenormand. Okay, Taurus. How can Taurus balance the divine masculine, please? How can Taurus balance the divine masculine? Wow, so we're getting a really great balance coming through here. We do have the lunar energy, the moon energy, okay, which is a feminine energy. And then that's actually followed by the air energy, which is the masculine energy. They masculine does rule over air, sky. All right, and then the moon is ruled over by the divine feminine. So we already are seeing a lot of balance here, and so I feel as though it's once again that assertive balance, that it's finding that balance between, being passive or being a, shadow masculine, which is aggressive. So finding that perfect balance and, getting back to simplicity. We do have simplicity has come through as well. So sometimes the right answer is directly in the middle. It's the simple answer. It's the easy answer a lot of the time. And I do feel simplicity, taking that break and get yourself back to basics and finding out, what really is balancing for you and what helps you be assertive rather than being too strong or not strong enough. How do we get back to the simple act of, being in the middle and being balanced within ourselves when it comes to those sorts of things. So it's asking you to sort of take on board aspects of both energies there, because with the moon energy, it does tell us to, follow our intuition and take stock of our emotional side. And then with that air energy, it does tell us, order, structure, willpower, courage to stand up for yourself being quite important as well. But so getting back to basics for yourself, Taurus, I feel for a lot of you, that's why we're seeing that holiday energy. It's taking a break from the confusion, taking a break from the complication, getting back to basics within yourself and your life. Okay. All right. Advice for Taurus, please. Advice for Taurus. Okay. So, okay, we're getting the exact same message coming through here once again. So for you, it really is getting back to the simplicity of, what does masculine mean for you? What does feminine mean to you? Getting back to basics within yourself, Taurus, because we do, lo and behold, have the masculine and the feminine have both come out. Okay, so balancing those, seeing things from both perspectives as well. Okay, looking at things, through the simple feminine aspects, looking at things through the simple masculine aspects, and then taking them both on board and ready to start new adventures, new chapters within yourself, within your life. This definitely can talk about research and finding knowledge as well. So especially if you're not that familiar with divine masculine and feminine, I would suggest researching a little bit, entering into the unknown elements that you may not sort of know a little bit about, and really sort of delving into that a little bit. There definitely is that we see the keyhole in this book, so it's kind of like unlocking your personal knowledge, because with both of these elements coming through so strongly for you today, you already have the knowledge. So it's all about getting back to your basics and getting back to the truth of who you really are, and it will all sort of even on out. It's coming through quite strong that you are quite balanced in the masculine and feminine aspects. So it's really about maybe just researching the bits that you're missing when it comes to those, because when I see those sorts of things too, especially that simplicity card, it could actually be telling us that rather than divine feminine, that we are, shadow feminine, and rather than divine masculine, we're more on the shadow masculine, so that we're sort of going to extremes with both masculine and feminine, and simplicity is getting back to the divine state of those, being assertive with yourself, and getting back to the simple divine state of masculine and feminine. So I do suggest for you, Taurus, looking up, have a bit of a Google about divine feminine and masculine energies, and find the simple. Find the simple for yourself within those, and when you do come across the shadow masculine and shadow feminine sides, making sure that you're not actually utilizing those, and you're back down to that simple divine state within both. All right, so I do have a divine feminine video all the way back in May. So one of the first videos on my all signs playlist. It's called Mother's Day reading. I did do Mother's Day for the divine feminine, and then Father's Day for the divine masculine. So you may want to check that video out as well. Check your other placements, whatever you feel drawn to do there. But it's all about you doing your own research as well. I feel here, Taurus, with that book energy, it does sort of suggest for you to do your own research when it comes to what you personally need to discover or relearn. You already have the knowledge, I feel. So there we go. That's what we have for you today, Taurus. And I'm just going to take a quick break for a drink, and then we'll move over to Gemini. Okay, hi Gemini, how are we today? I'm just looking at divine masculine. Messages for Gemini from divine masculine, please. Okay, so firstly we have everything's okay. So message of peaceful reassurance for you. Don't worry, it's all working out in a beautiful way. So anything that is worrying you at the moment, no need to stress, Gemini. It is all working out for you, okay? Everything is coming into fruition the way that it needs to for you, Gemini. We also have spiritual teacher. All right, so that does say your life purpose involves teaching others about healing and spirituality. So, divine masculine, kind of with this card here, kind of asking you to embrace your divine feminine self as well, Gemini. The more spiritual healing type stuff is a divine feminine sort of trait arena. All right, so when we see healing or spirituality, that can cover so many different things. All right, it doesn't, and even if that's not your particular life purpose and path, it talks about embracing healing and the themes of healing and spirituality within your particular life. All right, so embracing those sorts of things. Okay, and don't worry, it's all working out. Okay, how can Gemini balance divine masculine, please? How can Gemini balance their divine masculine? Okay, all right. So Interesting message I have here for you. Firstly, I do have the travel card, followed by the fire energy. Now, the fire energy is governed by the divine masculine, okay, but I do feel as though in this particular thing, it's kind of asking us to transform the out of control passion. Okay, so you may hold a lot of passion, Gemini, but I do feel as though with that masculine energy coming out there, that we may be falling into a little bit over zealous passion and going a little bit overboard with the passionate stuff. And the it can also be talking about your courage and willpower and the order and structure that you need, the initiatives that you take. You may be just going a little bit over the top, or too passionate, if there's such a thing. It does talk about transforming that into a more subdued fire, taking care of yourself so that you're not burning out, so to speak. The travel with the fire, it can also, I feel for a lot of you, it also is talking about sometimes we need to travel through the fire to be reborn. Okay, you can kind of imagine, I'm getting the phoenix kind of imagery, so it's kind of like traveling through that fire so that you can be born again, anew, transformed, metamorphosized into something brand new on the other side of those flames. All right, and on the other side of that, we do have life, creation. All right, so that's the card of life. There you can see it's a seed starting to germinate and sprout new life there. So we're really talking about, you're traveling through this fire in your life is actually growing something beautiful, transforming your life into this brand new sort of growth for yourself. And with that spiritual teacher card, I feel as though, once we get through the fire, you're starting a whole brand new life within yourself as a much more spiritual person, connected much more to your own sense of balance, and transforming yourself into this nurturing, loving, life-giving force. So everything's okay. So even if you do feel as though you're walking on hot coals, that you're in the middle of the flames, be aware that new life is going to sprout on the other side of that, and that's part of your journey, that's part of your traveling through this lifetime, that's part of your that possibly this is what spirit wants to teach you as well, so that you can therefore, on the other side of that, you can germinate your seeds and help teach others as well. All right, so we'll get some advice for you as well, Gemini. Okay, advice for Gemini, please. Okay, so yeah, so we are seeing, all right, I do have the Tower, followed by the Feminine, all right? So this is actually letting me know that, this Tower card, it can talk about the past, but I feel as though it's talking more about your foundation, the foundation of the feminine within you. The divine feminine is quite strong, that nurturing side of yourself that wants to grow and create and inspire and teach, be spiritual, intuitive, and loving. You're coming from a very strong foundation of that feminine energy. So it's letting us know that having such a strong foundation within you of that feminine energy, we do then have the Stork, so it stirs up brand new energy for you and gets things moving. It gets things, it's that going through the flame. Okay, so the strong basis that you have in this feminine energy is enabling you to go through that flame and then stirring up this brand new energy within you, where everything is going to be okay, and you are really starting to germinate new life within yourself. Okay, so I would just as advice, I would say is, strengthen that foundation within yourself. of being nurturing and loving and supportive, and then embracing the fire and learning more about that masculine energy, and actually traveling through that masculine energy to really embrace everything, and that passion as well. So it's a very interesting message there, Gemini. I'm just going to grab one more card and ask what's on the other side of that stork energy. What is the new energy Gemini are preparing to stir up? Okay, so we do see the birds. So once again, a flurry of activity, a lot of movement happening within the birds. Conversations, important conversations. I feel as though this is actually linking back up with that spiritual teacher card. So I do feel as though there's a serious conversation you need to have with yourself about, how you can bring healing and spirituality to whatever it is that you do, day-to-day life. Bringing that sense, that foundation that you have within you of, you're a natural kind of healer. I feel, Gemini, with that, that strong foundation in the feminine energy. You're naturally very nurturing and strong, in the feminine aspects. So it's kind of letting you know that, have some serious conversations with yourself about what is it that what new energy do you want to bring into your life, because, you may have to go through some flames, but, that growth is definitely there for you on the other side of that. Sometimes we do need to, it's like that. I can't think of the reference, but that walking hot coals thing. If you walk across the hot coals calmly and confidently, you'll get to the other side without burning your feet. Okay, and you're definitely headed in the right direction with that, Gemini. Okay, so I hope that resonated for you. Feel free to check your other placements, but we'll move over to Cancer. How are we today, Cancer? Just looking at Divine Masculine today. Okay, messages for Cancer from Divine Masculine, please. Okay, so we do have two cards here. We firstly have Be Yourself, Cancer. This situation calls for you to be your authentic self, which is the basis for your personal power. Okay, followed by the Marriage card. All right, so this is talking about union. I don't feel as though it's talking about actual marriage, Cancer. We're not doing a love reading. We're doing a Divine Masculine reading. So this is actually about you coming into union with Divine Masculine. And this is kind of like Divine Masculine serenading you, saying, the fairies join you in celebrating wedded bliss. So it's Divine Masculine sort of celebrating union with you. This joint celebration between you and Divine Masculine, and you being yourself, and yourself is bringing about celebration for Divine Masculine. So it's a very interesting message, Cancer. Divine Masculine is ready to link stronger with you and be a stronger part of who you are, and the situation calls for you to be your authentic self. All right, so we'll see what comes out in the balancing act. How can Cancer balance Divine Masculine? How can Cancer balance Divine Masculine, please? Okay, so very interesting. Right, so it brings a bit more clarity to that Marriage card, okay? Because Divine Masculine is actually, I kind of got it a little bit sideways, I feel, because when I'm talking about the union, the coupling, so Divine Masculine is saying you already are Divine Masculine. We need to now couple with Divine Feminine. okay, is what we're getting for the balancing there. So that coupling is actually you needing more divine feminine aspect, you know, and that you are already divine masculine. All right, because we do see here Terra, which is earth, which is a feminine aspect. Okay, so it can talk about grounding yourself, grounding your energy a little bit. So, there may be a need for you to, celebrate nature, get out in nature, ground yourself, center yourself, feel a little bit more sturdy and solid within who you are. That being yourself again, be firm and solid with who you are already, because who you are already is fantastic, Cancer. And then we have the lunar energy as well. So you can kind of see there we've got the earth, and then we've got the moon above us as well. So, grounding yourself, but also not forgetting your emotional side and your intuition, so really following your emotional, nurturing, intuitive side, and bringing that all in together, finding that perfect marriage between who you are right now, and who you are within yourself, and also, just taking on board a little bit more that emotional, intuitive side of yourself, Cancer. So very interesting, because Cancer, the lunar is like the moon card, okay, which is the Cancer card in the Lenormand. So we are sort of seeing, Cancer is known to be, more emotional, intuitive sign anyway, but you're not expressing that to yourself. You're not allowing yourself to be fully who you are, and that's why we're seeing that be yourself, finding that marriage between who you are and allowing that grounding yourself a little bit, and allowing those other aspects of yourself come out into the open, and not hiding them, and coming into a perfect marriage within yourself of, this is who I am, this is how I want to be. Okay, and that's leading you directly to abundance. All right, so that's the card of abundance there. So, a lot of wealth, this wealth of you being able to be emotional and balanced and be yourself, be abundantly yourself, and don't question it, I want to say there. So it's the basis of your personal power. This is where you get your abundance and your wealth, and you can actually create more abundance and wealth within your life. So not just, wealth is a lot more than just money. So whatever you feel that you want to be wealthy in within your life, really be yourself, and in the achievement of that, you will succeed, because, your intuition is leading you straight to abundance for yourself. All right. Advice for Cancer, please. Okay, so your advice is pretty straightforward here with the message that's come through. Firstly, we have the masculine, and then the key. Okay, so your masculine side unlocks successful relationship with yourself. Okay, your masculine unlocks a successful relationship with the feminine, the marriage, the perfect marriage of that, and that completion, that union of you sort of joining all your parts together, and leading yourself into that abundance. It's pretty straightforward. It's talking about your relationship with yourself, your relationship with masculine and feminine, and the masculine, the masculine sides of yourself that you already are, blend, like, unlocking and opening that door to the feminine is leading you straight to a perfect relationship with yourself, and, masculine and feminine. So a lot of balance coming through for you, Cancer. I would dare say one of the most balanced elements we've seen so far today, when it comes to that, especially seeing that marriage card, and as I start to grasp the full meaning of that marriage card for you, Cancer, it's really talking about, you already have this perfect marriage within yourself, and it's just a matter of, like, fully opening up your whole entire self, because there is this perfect balance already. You are your perfect match. Your divine feminine is already your perfect match to your divine masculine. So it's really talking about opening yourself up to that, and being yourself. Okay. Awesome. Thank you, Cancer. I like it. If you're more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. Like and subscribe to the channel. I do really appreciate it. But then we'll move over to our Leos. How are we today, Leo? Just looking today, we're going to start with messages for Leo from Divine Masculine. Messages for Leo from Divine Masculine, please. A few people have gotten this card. Oh, there we go as well. A few people have gotten this card today. I believe Aquarius and Pisces both got it. So if you have strong placements in Aquarius and or Pisces, you may want to check one of those videos as well. You've got the power, Leo. Use your abilities to resolve this situation. You can do it. You've already got the power within you, Leo. The possibilities are endless because it's all within you already. Okay. And we do see holiday as well. So I think it was maybe Taurus that has just gotten this one as well. The answer you're looking for can be found during a vacation, retreat, or holiday getaway. So when we see this card, it can talk about a retreat within yourself as well, taking a mental holiday just to yourself. You've already got the power, so maybe just some peace and calm and quiet is all you need to access that. Okay, we'll see what wants to come out though in regard to balancing. How can Leo balance Divine Masculine? How can Leo balance Divine Masculine, please? Okay. I'm getting an interesting message here, Leo. Firstly, we have guide. Okay, so you can see that compass there. Guiding the way. The masculine energy is a very guiding kind of energy to start with. But what we're seeing next is fear. Okay, I absolutely hate this card because it's the poor little bunny. I love bunnies. But fear, it brings out my fears every time I see this card. I think I did have a pet rabbit for about 10 years, 11 years. So, of course I'm fearful of that card. But yeah, the guide and then fear. Okay, so I'm getting two different here. So for some of you, the guide is external to you. The guide is I feel for a lot of you, the guide is actually Divine Masculine in itself. So embracing Divine Masculine will guide you through your fear. And for some of you, you do have a little bit of fear toward using Divine Masculine as a guide. But keeping in mind that Shadow Masculine and Divine Masculine are very, very different. Okay, so I feel for some of you, if you're sort of resonating a little bit with Divine Masculine needing to guide you through your fear, that you may want to research it a little bit, because Shadow, I'm just feeling this imprint of someone who's a little bit fearful of Shadow Masculine energy, which is understandable. Okay, because throughout history, Shadow Masculine energy has led to some of the most horrible atrocities that the world has ever seen. War stems from the chaos of Shadow Masculine. Things like the Salem witch hunts have come from that sort of stuff as well. Fear in itself sometimes is a very Shadow Masculine energy. But what we're seeing here is masculine actually wants to guide you through your fear and be there for you, but in a Divine Masculine sense rather than the shadow. All right, but for others of you, this is you guiding yourself. You know, once again, we see that you've got the power is within you. You can already do it all by yourself, Leo. Leo, very headstrong, so I imagine quite a lot of you probably resonate more with, I can be my own guide through my own fear. I can, you know, with the compass imagery, it's very muchly like, it doesn't matter how wild that compass keeps on spinning. Leo can find north, no problem. And I can head the right direction. Doesn't matter, you know, who's trying to confuse me, who's trying to make me fearful. I'm not going to allow fear to stop me from following the right path for myself. You know, but we're having to reflect on our fears a little bit as well. That is the card of reflect. So it does let us know that, you know, reflecting on your fears. I do feel for a lot of you, once again, this is reflecting on your fears of masculine. Okay, so in that intro, you may want to go back and watch the intro, Leo, because I did talk about it a little bit more. But like I said, in history, we have been faced with a lot of shadow masculine, you know, the more negative sides of masculine, like arrogance, domineering, destruction, control, all those sorts of things. Whereas true divine masculine is order, structure, passion, courage, and willpower. You know, it's a very protective, guiding energy, and does want to, you know, it's assertiveness, not aggressiveness, but assertiveness. Okay, it's an active force, and it actively seeks truth and freedom and liberation. Okay, so maybe examining your wounds surrounding masculine energy. So I know here personally for myself, I am a feminine energy. You know, so obviously I'm coming from a female perspective here, and you know, and I know a lot of females would say the exact same thing, that, you know, we have seen darker side of male, not only throughout history but in our own personal lives. Okay, we've seen that shadow masculine in many different ways. You know, and a lot of us are still traumatized from that, you know. So examining your wounds, your prejudice, your you know, subconscious beliefs around males or masculine energy. Okay, so examining those, and then, you know, deconstructing your conditioning as well, you know. So really, you know, work guiding yourself through those fears and reflecting upon what it is that you are fearing when it comes to masculine. Okay, so I feel as though that may resonate a bit more stronger with the feminine based Leos. You know, you don't actually have to be a female to be more feminine based either, by the way. So I just had one flick out. I'm going to take that because it's pretty clear with what we've seen there as well. Okay, advice for Leo, please. Yeah. Okay. All right. So once again, when we saw that holiday card, some of you, Leo, are actually taking a physical holiday, or needing to, you know, book a holiday, or go on a holiday, take some time to yourself, you know, a vacation, a retreat, or holiday getaway. I feel as though a lot of you actually need that at this time. But once again, it could just be talking about taking that time to reflect, to sit and be by yourself and reflect upon these sorts of things. We're seeing a relatively straightforward message. It's coming through directly in regard to that balancing act that we saw there with the you know, guiding yourself through your fears and reflecting upon the fears that you have with the masculine energy, and meeting those with love. Okay, we have the garden and then the heart, and that's straightforward saying, you know, meet your fears with love. Come from a loving space and meet those fears with your own love. You've got the power, Leo. You've already got the power. You can do it. You know, there's nothing to fear when you have love. You know, love is stronger than fear. Okay, and if you meet that halfway, you can get through that energy and get rid of that fear. All right. So it's just basically telling us to overcome fear with love, is what that message is coming through pretty clearly. And definitely, you know, with the meeting aspect of the garden as well, once again, that reinforces that holiday message, as does this one here, the ship. So that talks about traveling distances, you know, that journey within yourself. You know, we do see that guide energy. So there is a journey going on just within yourself, traveling the waters of your soul, so to speak, Leo. But once again, I do feel, linking up with that holiday card again, some of you may actually be physically traveling to go on a holiday, to actually, you know, go somewhere, to be alone and reflect upon these things. So, you know, a lot of us have busy home lives, or even if your home is quiet, sometimes just being in your home, like if you go and change the scenery, sometimes it helps you think through things in a different way. So I do feel as though for a lot of you that taking that retreat, even if it's only walking up the street to a park and sitting under a tree and sitting there and reflecting on these topics, you know, that's traveling a short distance, you know. But I do feel for a lot of you, this is talking about that journey within yourself, quite strongly, and meeting that fear with love. Okay, so that's what we have for you, Leo. I hope that resonated, but you're more than welcome to check your other placements. Do leave me a comment if you want to go in the draw for that free personal reading, but also like and subscribe to the channel. I do really appreciate it. But we will move over to Virgo. How are we today, Virgo? Last but not least, today going to be looking at divine masculine today. All right, so I'm going to start off with some messages for you directly from divine masculine. Messages for Virgo from divine masculine, please. Wow, I've had interesting. Okay, this is the third time I've had one of those cards come out, and the third time both of these cards have come out for different signs today, Virgo. So, you know, if you do have other strong placements, you may want to check those as well. Just give me a sec. You like my dinosaur cup, Virgo? Rah. It's my son's, but anyway. Okay, Virgo. Firstly, we have the holiday card. Don't we all need a holiday? The answer you're looking for can be found during a vacation, retreat, or holiday getaway. All right, so that can just talk about taking a retreat just within yourself as well. But then we do see spring. All right, so I do read the seasons as my own, and we have just started spring. So I do feel as though within the next 3 months, you know, you're needing to either book a holiday, you know, go on a bit of a retreat, or take some time to yourself to, you know, just really support yourself. Like that holiday, that can be just from your mind, from your day-to-day life, you know, take that, you know, time to retreat from all that noise going on around you. You know, go out and enjoy the flowers blooming. You know, it does say your desires fully manifest as the flowers begin to bloom. So, you know, I would definitely say go and spend some time, you know, personal retreat time in a nice garden. Enjoy the you know, the weather. I don't know how the weather is where you are. Like I said, we're just going into spring. It is still quite cold here though. But you know, taking a bit of a holiday, just a rest and relax just within yourself. You know, you don't necessarily need to travel huge distances to, you know, find some retreat time within yourself. But we'll see what wants to come out with your balance. Okay, Virgo, how can Virgo balance divine masculine, please? How can Virgo balance divine masculine? Okay. What we're kind of seeing here, Virgo. Firstly, we do have achievement. Okay, so you've put in a lot of hard work. This is probably why you're needing to take that personal retreat time, that holiday. You know, for some of you, this celebratory definitely could be an actual holiday that you're taking because you've reached some certain milestone, some sort of achievement within your life, or you know, if you feel as though you haven't, you will be within springtime. So you know, within the next 3 sort of months, there will be some sort of big achievement headed your way, a reason to celebrate. Okay, so it's you know, take some time to yourself to, you know, go on your little mind retreat to really acknowledge the achievements that you have made, you know, no matter how small, big or small they are for you personally, because we do also see illuminate. Okay, so that really does talk about, you know, seeing, so seeing those reasons for being grateful, and those, you know, seeing that we have achieved something, and no matter how small that is. Okay, recognizing that you have put in some work, and you are now at the top of that mountain where you're in that achievement state. You know, that looking around yourself, looking around your life, and you know, what do you need to open your eyes to in your life that is an achievement that you have actually made. Like for some of us, that achievement is, holy dooly, I got out of bed this morning. That's a huge achievement. Some days that's the huge achievement. So it's kind of telling you to open your eyes and look around you and appreciate the achievements that you have made. All right, and that's going to really help balance your initiative and whatnot as well. Your passion with the masculine energy, the willpower, the courage, the passion, the protection for yourself. Okay, but we also have wealth. All right, so maybe looking at, you know, looking at your wealth as well. So I do feel for some of you this is actually talking about financial things. So really, you know, looking at your financial achievements, and really, when I'm asking about, you know, how to balance your masculine, some of you may need to, you know, really, really take on board the divine masculine elements of order, structure, willpower when it comes to wealth and that sort of stuff. All right. So having the courage to look at both sides of your wealth, where you are achieving, but also where you can achieve more wealth. All right. So I do feel as though for a lot of you, this is talking about actual finances, which is very odd in a divine masculine energy. Although, you know, some people would argue that divine masculinity is that it's that, you know, that it's a supportive energy, it's a protective energy, it's a guidance type energy. So, you know, a lot of a provider, and that's what I was sort of looking for. You know, a lot of people would argue that the masculine energy is the provider energy, the support energy, and so maybe looking at how you can support yourself better in a financial sense. Okay, so it's like I said, it's interesting to me that a financial aspect has come through with that, because it's not something I would normally associate with this type of a reading. So very interesting, and it could just be quite as simple as letting you know what, you've made some achievements, you've made a little bit of extra money, you can afford that holiday. All right. Open your eyes, you can afford that. Okay, Virgo, advice for Virgo, please. Okay, so straightforward. We have the flowers energy first of foremost. So on that same note, I was just saying you can afford that holiday, Virgo. Giving energy, all right. So, but no, but it's actually talking about something else. But why not give yourself a holiday? It's come out here. We've got holiday, achievement, wealth, you know, and then the flowers, which is a very giving energy, rewards and pleasure. So, you know, go and have the holiday. Like, take me with you, Virgo. I think I need a holiday. But Not really. I'm all good at the moment, but whatever. No one ever really says no to a holiday if you've got the time and the inclination, right? Um, I'll have to get my passport so I can travel further next time. Total tangent there, sorry, Virgo. But yeah, the flowers energy, it is all about giving, but also receiving, receiving as much as you're giving out to the world. And then I've actually got that followed by the moon energy and the ring. Okay, so the moon is a more feminine energy, so it does let us know, be open to give and receive feminine energy as well. With the moon, it does talk about emotions and sensitivities and your intuition, following your intuition. But I do feel as though this is directly talking about you needing to give to an emotional relationship, some sort of emotional relationship that you're in. It doesn't necessarily have to be a love relationship, but there is a strong emotional connection there. You intuitively know that this is a strong relationship, and you need to give a little bit more to that relationship if you want to receive from that relationship. Because with that wealth card on the table as well, there's a high possibility for a lot of you that this emotional connection that you have, the more you give to that, the more you're going to receive, but money. Okay, so you giving your time and energy and love to this emotional connection is actually paying off in more ways than just time and money and time and love and energy. Okay, so it may actually pay off in financial ways as well. So needing to give a little bit more to that emotional connection or any emotional connections in your life at this time. So it definitely could be saying, take someone you care about on holiday with you. Oh, well, that's what we have for you today, Virgo. I hope that resonated for you. Like I said, feel more than welcome to check your other placements as well. But, leave a comment on one of my videos if you want to go in the draw for that free personal reading. We'll be drawing that really, really soon, guys, when we hit 100 subscribers. So like and subscribe to the channel as well. I do really appreciate it. But hopefully I'll see you all again soon.